As humanity reveled in the excitement of joining the Galactic Union, a sudden and enormous problem emerged. A group of engineers was tasked with solving a technological disaster threatening the galaxy. This issue was a massive energy surge that destabilized the galaxy's energy sources. Many alien species were surprised, even openly dismissive, that humans had been assigned to solve the problem. These species didn't believe humans could even comprehend the complex galactic technologies involved. The leader of the mission, Wyatt, was a calm and composed engineer. His team consisted of a group of humans known for their skills but not particularly famous: Nora, James, and Erwin. Aware of the gravity of their task, Wyatt and his team immediately began working. While other species watched from afar, casting mocking glances at the humans, Wyatt and his team delved deep into the problem, testing countless hypotheses and simulations. As the energy instability in the galaxy worsened, the race against time began. Wyatt coordinated the strategic thinking of his engineering team. Nora's expertise in energy systems, James' mastery of algorithmic solutions, and Erwin's rapid prototyping skills blended together in perfect harmony. Chapter 2: The Depth of the Problem. As Wyatt and his team continued investigating the cause of the energy fluctuations, the problem grew increasingly complex. What initially seemed like a simple technical glitch turned out to be part of a much larger and more dangerous puzzle. While other galactic species watched the human engineers with mocking attitudes, Wyatt led his team with intense focus. Nora was working on creating a complex energy map, analyzing the galaxy's vast energy grid to locate the source of the fluctuations. Her fingers moved rapidly over the holographic panel, analyzing constantly changing data and carefully reviewing every detail. Her face was tense with worry, as no logical explanation yet existed for such a massive energy surge. Meanwhile, James was using Nora's data to build algorithms and run simulations. Lost in the rapidly changing numbers and graphs on his screen, his lips tightened into a thin line, and his eyes were locked onto the display. Suddenly, James stopped. He had noticed an anomaly in the data, so small it could easily have been missed. "Wyatt, I think I've found something," he said. Wyatt quickly came over and studied the screen. "This isn't an error," Wyatt said firmly. "This is a deliberate interference." The entire team went silent. They were no longer dealing with just a technical malfunction. This was a conscious act of sabotage. An alien species was manipulating the galaxy's energy grid, pushing it towards chaos. Wyatt's brow furrowed, and Nora anxiously asked, "Who would do something like this? And why?" James, still staring at the screen, replied, "The goal might not just be about energy. This could be an attempt to take control of the entire galaxy." Wyatt immediately sprang into action. "Erwin, we need to develop a device that can stabilize these energy fluctuations. But we need to act fast. If the galaxy's energy continues to destabilize, not only will technology collapse, but entire planets will be affected. This is a sign of an impending catastrophe." Erwin nodded thoughtfully. "It seems impossible with the data we have, but I can develop a prototype. We have to try." He got to work immediately, his fingers moving swiftly through tools, connecting cables, and assembling circuits. The rest of the team watched him intently, knowing that this device could either save the galaxy or seal its fate. Meanwhile, other galactic species continued to look down on the humans, certain they would fail. Many alien commanders stood behind Wyatt and his team, whispering mockingly, "Humans can't understand such complexity," and laughing. But Wyatt paid no attention to their scorn, keeping his focus firmly on the mission. As the team raced against time, Erwin's device slowly began to take shape. Designed to stabilize the galaxy's energy fluctuations, the device was a technological breakthrough. However, Wyatt knew it wouldn't be enough. Unless the source of the fluctuations was found and neutralized, this disaster would keep repeating. With that realization, Wyatt and his team set out to find the alien technology responsible for the sabotage and the species behind it. Though the other species had underestimated them, the human engineers were determined to win this technological war. As Wyatt and his team prepared Irwin's energy stabilization device, they set out to find the source of the fluctuations. Nora had detected an anomaly in the galaxy's energy grid. This trace appeared in a remote, unexpected region of the galaxy. While showing the map to Wyatt, she pointed to a distinct location and said, "This area is never active. There's hardly any space traffic there. But the energy is coming from here." Wyatt frowned. "That can't be a coincidence. We need to go there." The team quickly made their preparations. James and Nora plotted a course by following the energy trail, while Irwin applied the final touches to the device. If this device fails, the fluctuations will cause an explosive chain reaction and destroy the entire energy grid, he warned. Wyatt nodded firmly. Failure is not an option. They boarded their ship and headed toward the unknown region. The journey was quiet. Everyone could sense something was wrong. Wyatt sat in the control room, studying the map, deep in thought. "Who could be behind this sabotage, and why?" he muttered to himself. It seemed likely that one of the alien empires had planned this attack to upset the balance of power in the galaxy. Chapter 3: Traces of Sabotage. As Wyatt and his team prepared Irwin's energy stabilization device, they set out to find the source of the fluctuations. Nora had detected an anomaly in the galaxy's energy grid. This trace appeared in a remote, unexpected region of the galaxy. While showing the map to Wyatt, she pointed to a distinct location and said, "This area is never active. There's hardly any space traffic there. But the energy is coming from here." Wyatt frowned. "That can't be a coincidence. We need to go there." The team quickly made their preparations. James and Nora plotted a course by following the energy trail, while Irwin applied the final touches to the device. If this device fails, the fluctuations will cause an explosive chain reaction and destroy the entire energy grid, he warned. Wyatt nodded firmly. Failure is not an option. They boarded their ship and headed toward the unknown region. The journey was quiet. Everyone could sense something was wrong. Wyatt sat in the control room, studying the map, deep in thought. "Who could be behind this sabotage, and why?" he muttered to himself. It seemed likely that one of the alien empires had planned this attack to upset the balance of power in the galaxy. Before long, the ship arrived at the center of the fluctuations. A massive, abandoned satellite drifted in space, its surface rusted and weathered by time. Yet, energy was flowing from it. Wyatt carefully docked the ship, and the team, led by Nora and James, prepared to enter the satellite. The moment they stepped inside, they were met with an eerie silence. The dark corridors hinted that this had once been a sophisticated technological base, but now it was abandoned. As Wyatt advanced with his scanner, the device suddenly vibrated. "The energy flow is coming from here, right in this section," he said. The tension grew as Nora and James headed toward the satellite's core. When they reached the center, they found a massive energy generator. This was the very source manipulating the galaxy's energy grid. But what was even more alarming were the traces left behind by an unknown alien species near the generator. Several bodies lay on the ground, suggesting the aliens had been the ones to execute the sabotage. James furrowed his brow as he observed the scene. "This place has turned into a battlefield. They couldn't even agree among themselves," he remarked. Suddenly, a warning sound emanated from the generator. Wyatt immediately checked his device and called out to Nora. "The generator is coming online. They're trying to increase the energy flow." Nora rushed to the control panel in a panic, frantically pressing buttons. But the panel was locked. Wyatt's eyes widened. "It's a trap. We need to get out of here now." The team quickly retreated from the satellite. As they raced back to the ship, the generator was on the verge of triggering a wave that would completely take over the galaxy's energy grid. Irwin's stabilization device had to work now. Wyatt pulled the ship to a safe distance and turned to Irwin. "Activate the device immediately. If the wave starts, the entire galaxy will be doomed." With intense concentration, Irwin activated the device. The ship shook violently as the device began stabilizing the energy flow spreading across the galaxy. If the device succeeded, this disaster would be averted. The entire crew held their breath, watching the monitor. The indicators showed that the device was stabilizing the fluctuations, but time was running out. The energy flow kept increasing, spreading to the edges of the galaxy. At the last moment, the device succeeded. The energy flow was stabilized, and the wave was halted. As the ship drifted quietly in space for a moment, Wyatt exhaled deeply. "We did it," he said. Nora and James exchanged relieved smiles. The other species were left in shock. The fact that humans had understood the technology so quickly and developed a solution sent ripples throughout the galaxy. Alien leaders, especially those who had previously thought humans were inadequate, were stunned by Wyatt and his team's success. Humanity had not only stopped a massive disaster and saved the galaxy, but they had also proven to the other species that human intelligence and engineering skills should never be underestimated. I hope you had a good time. If you liked my story, do not forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye. See you in the next story.